I made a promise to distance.
Here's the thing about Alysa Liu that the scorecards will never fully capture. She is the daughter of a Chinese immigrant father who drove her to rinks in the dark before school began,
Elements.
who believed in her when believing was an act of stubborn faith rather than reasonable expectation. She is the product of thousands of hours that happened when nobody was watching. The 5 a.m. practices, the falls nobody photographed, the lessons relearned on bad days when everything hurt and the ice felt like concrete. She is also undeniably the future of this sport. Figure skating has spent decades searching for an athlete who could draw new eyes to the sport. Someone who could make people who don't follow skating stop scrolling, stop talking, stop everything, and just watch. They found that person. She's been here the whole time. What Alysa Liu accomplished in this performance wasn't just a gold medal. It was a statement. It was a proof of concept that the sacrifice was worth it, that the years of discipline and dedication have a destination, that the story she's been writing on ice since she was a little girl in California has been building toward exactly this. Champions aren't made on the day they win. They're made in every quiet moment before the world is watching. Alysa Liu was made in hundreds of early mornings, in rinks that smelled like cold air and ambition, in a sport that asks everything and gives back only what you earn. She earned this. And if you watched that performance and felt something, chills, emotion, the urge to tell someone you love about this, that's not an accident. That's what greatness feels like when it finally arrives. If this story moved you the way it moved me, hit the like button below. It genuinely helps this channel bring you more stories like this one. Subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment. What do you think Alysa Liu's legacy will look like in 10 years? I read every single response. This is just the beginning of her story, and I cannot wait to watch the rest of it unfold. She was 13 years old the first time she broke a world record. 13! While most kids her age were worrying about middle school homework, Alysa Liu was rewriting history on ice. But nobody, not even the people who believed in her most, could have predicted what she was about to do next. Let me take you inside the moment that stopped an entire arena cold, the moment a girl became a legend. The music hadn't even started yet, and you could already feel it, that electricity in the air that you can't manufacture, that you can't fake. Thousands of people holding their breath at the same exact second. Cameras, judges, the weight of a nation, and in the center of it all, Alysa Liu, 5'0", standing alone at center ice, staring into something only she could see. Here's what most people don't know about Alysa. She wasn't just competing against other skaters that day. She was competing against a version of herself she'd never fully unlocked. The road to this performance was not a highlight reel. It was layered with injuries that would have retired lesser athletes, with seasons where the scores didn't match the sacrifice, with a sport that demands your entire childhood in exchange for maybe one perfect moment on ice. That moment came. The program opened and something shifted. You could see it in her body. The tension wasn't nervousness, it was contained power, like a coiled spring, every movement deliberate, every edge carved with surgical precision. The audience started leaning forward, and then she hit that first jump combination, and the arena erupted. But the real conversation started with what came next. She didn't coast. She didn't play it safe. When athletes feel momentum in competition, the human instinct is to protect it, to hold on to what you have. Alysa Liu did the opposite. She accelerated. She went after the hardest elements in her program with the fearlessness of someone who has already decided she has nothing to lose and everything to prove. Watch the footage and look at her face between the jumps. Most skaters telegraph doubt in their eyes, that split-second flicker of, "Did I land that?" Alyssa's eyes are somewhere else entirely. She's not checking the judges. She's not checking the crowd. She's inside the music, inside the choreography, inside a private world where the only thing that exists is the next 10 seconds of skating. That's what separates her. Not the jumps, though those are extraordinary. Not the spins, though the speed and centering are technically near perfect. It's the presence, the rare, almost eerie quality of being completely, totally alive on the ice in a way that makes everyone watching feel something they can't explain. Then came the final 60 seconds. If you've seen this program, you know what I'm talking about. The choreographic sequence that builds like a symphony reaching its crescendo. Her arms, the musicality, the way her body told the entire story of the music without a single word. And then the landing. Clean, quiet, perfect. The judges' scores flashed, and for a second, nobody moved. Then the entire building came apart.